warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, we are from 50 Group and today we are going to talk about figurative language. Okay, what is figurative language? Figurative language refers to the use of words in a way that deviates from the conventional order and meaning in order to convey complicated meaning, colorful writing, clarity, or effective comparison. It uses an ordinary sentence to refer to something without directly stating it. Figurative use words in a way that deviates from their conventional accepted definition in order to convey a more complicated meaning or heightened effect. Figurative language is often created by presenting words in such a way that they are equated, compared, or associated with normally unrelated meanings. Literal usage confers meaning to words in the sense of the meaning they have by themselves outside any figure of speech. It maintains a consistent meaning regardless of the text, with the intended meaning corresponding exactly to the meaning of the individual word.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Suci Indah Permatasari. Okay, I will continue the material from the first speaker. 2. How to use figurative language in semantics. Figurative language can transform ordinary description into evocative event and change the emotional significance of a text and turn prose into form of poetry. It can also help the reader to understand the underlying symbol of a scan or move, fully recognize a literary rhythm. Figurative language in the hand of a talent writer is one of the tools that turn ordinary writing into literature. Use figurative language sparingly. A paragraph that is loaded with similes and metaphors can be dense and difficult to understand. Select the figurative of speech that serve your purpose, but don't use figurative language simple because you can. If you are using figurative language as dialogue, be sure it is appropriate for that character. Avoid putting flowery phrases into the mouths of characters who speak plainly. One very good way to explore figurative language is to read it as written by some of the great literary figures. As you pick up a book by Charles Dickens, Ernest Hemingway, or Thomas Wolfe, for instance, as a highlighter to mark how this writer is different form of figurative language and not how it fits with their writing style as a whole.
Okay, introduce myself. My name is Emma Fiona. You can call me Emma. I'm from TBI 40. I will explain my favorite. Number 3. What are the types of figurative language? Similes. A simile is figure of speech that compares to unlike thing, and you ask the word like or as, and they are commonly used in everyday communication. A simile is used with time for sparking an interesting connection in the reader. Means an example of the simile is the cat sat in the chair like a king overlooking his kingdom. The cat sitting posture is compared to that of a king who relaxes is a special chair that is reserved for him and not any other person in the kingdom. And next, B. Metaphor. A metaphor is a statement that compares two things that are not alike. Unlike similes, metaphors do not ask the word like or as. Such statements only make sense then the reader understand the connection between the two things being compared. And C. Hyperbole. Hyperbole is an exaggeration that is created to emphasize a point or bring out a sense of humor. It is often used in everyday conversation without the speaker noticing it. That encryption is not outrageous, that no one will believe that is the truth. It is used to add depth and color to statement.
Weaknesses of syntactic analysis and semantic. The use of the context in pragmatic analysis has been able to explain non-syntactic and non-semantic aspects so that understanding the narrator of a speech becomes deeper and more complex. That matter necessary to both effective communication between speakers and speakers in a particular speech event. Furthermore, in relation of research, pragmatic analysis can be used to understand and explore more thoroughly and spoken text, which is the object of research. Speech text can be dissected and analyzed not only from its syntactic and semantic aspect but also from its pragmatic aspect. In this way, the analysis of the spoken text becomes more complete so that it meets the principle of the exhaustive explanation.